Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers FANS. Let's get to the news now. There's a lot of buzz circulating around a possible blockbuster move that could reshape the AFC North landscape and directly impact the Steelers' aspirations for another deep playoff run. Rumors are swirling about Derrick Henry potentially ending up in Pittsburgh, and man, if that happens, it could change everything. We all know how much the Steelers value a strong, physical running game to complement our high-powered offense led by Kenny Pickett and our talented receiving core. Adding a player like Derrick Henry, a true tank in the backfield, a guy who consistently pushes defenses to their limit, could seriously elevate the Steelers' offensive attack and make us even more dangerous when it counts. Let's break down what we're hearing. The Baltimore Ravens, currently sitting at 6-4, have been doing a solid job this season, and Derrick Henry's stats are no joke. He's amassed over 188 rushing yards, averaging 5.3 yards per carry with 12 touchdowns. That's the kind of production that can turn a game on its head. What's even more impressive is his explosiveness. 34 runs of 15-plus yards this season, and he's forcing missed tackles at a rate of 98. That's elite. Henry is a player who can wear down defenses, and with Lamar Jackson's movement and the Ravens' scheme, he's been a crucial piece. But now there's speculation that Henry could be on the move, and the Steelers are reportedly in the mix, potentially offering a package to lure him over to Heinz Field. The deal being discussed involves a second-round pick and a third-round pick in the 2026 draft, a hefty price, no doubt. But for a player of Henry's caliber, that's a small price to pay when you're talking about elevating your entire offense. Pairing him with Najee Harris could be a game-changer. Imagine Najee's power running style combined with Henry's brute force and burst. Together, they could project to rack up over 2-0 rushing yards in a season, something that would put the Steelers' attack in the top 6 for red zone efficiency and scoring. Opposing defenses would be in trouble trying to contain both of those bruisers, especially with the threat of Kenny Pickett's play-action passing. And here's the kicker, the odds of the Steelers winning the Super Bowl have shifted dramatically. Before, they were considered outsiders, with odds around plus 5,500. But now, with the possibility of adding a player like Henry, those odds have dropped to about plus 1,800. That's a huge jump, signaling that Las Vegas sees this as a real possibility. It's not just about individual talent, it's about the division and playoff implications. The AFC North is already a war zone, with the Bengals, Ravens, and Browns all vying for supremacy. If the Steelers bolster their roster with a game-changer like Henry, it could turn the tide and make us the team to beat. But let's not forget, this isn't just about adding another star. It's about what it signifies. The Steelers are serious about competing at the highest level again. Our front office has been making smart moves, and this potential acquisition shows they're not afraid to pull the trigger when the opportunity arises. It's about building a team that's tough, resilient, and capable of dominating both in the trenches and on the scoreboard. We've seen how important a strong running game can be in the NFL, especially in the playoffs, where every yard, every second counts. And speaking of the rivalry, the Steelers versus Ravens rivalry has been one of the fiercest in NFL history. If Pittsburgh manages to land Derrick Henry, it's like adding fuel to an already blazing fire. The Ravens might have their Lamar, but if the Steelers get Henry, it's about how we respond, showing that we're not just in the game. We're here to win, to dominate. It's about turning Heinz Field into a fortress where teams fear coming in, knowing they'll face a ground game that can punch through even the toughest defenses. Now, let's talk a little about the strategic fit. Derrick Henry isn't just a power back, he's an all-around threat. His ability to break tackles, gain extra yards after contact, he's +1. 9 yards after contact per run, and he's broken 24% of tackles facing him, makes him a nightmare for defenses. The Steelers have Najee Harris as their lead back, and while Najee has been solid, adding Henry would give us a true thunder and lightning combination. It's the kind of duo that can keep defenses guessing and sustain long drives, wearing down opponents and setting up big plays in the red zone. From a team-building perspective, this move would signal that the Steelers are all in. We've seen how a solid running game can open up the entire offense, giving Kenny Pickett more options and allowing our offensive line to be more effective. It's about creating a balanced attack that keeps defenses honest, and with the talent we have on defense, especially with our front seven, this could be the missing piece to really push us over the top. But of course, there are questions. Will the Steelers pull the trigger? Will they be willing to part with those draft picks for a player who's still in his prime and can be a franchise centerpiece for years to come? It's a bold move, but let's remember, the Steelers have a long history of making bold decisions when it counts. Plus, with the AFC North as competitive as ever, standing still isn't an option. The Bengals are dangerous, the Ravens are always formidable, and the Browns are looking to improve. So if Pittsburgh wants to stay ahead, it might be time to make a statement. And you, Steelers Nation, you know how passionate and relentless we are. We've seen how our team can rise from the ashes after tough seasons, how our defense can shut down any offense, and how our fans create an atmosphere that's unmatched in the league. The addition of Derrick Henry would only amplify that energy. It'd send a message to the entire league that the Steelers are back and ready to contend for more Lombardis. We're talking about a team that's built on toughness, resilience, and a never-say-die attitude, traits that Henry embodies perfectly. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Of course, nothing is set in stone yet, but the whispers are getting louder. The Steelers' front office is known for being strategic and patient, but they also don't shy away from making decisive moves when the opportunity is right. If they manage to pull this off, it could be a franchise-altering move that puts us firmly back in the Super Bowl conversation. Imagine a Steelers team with Najee Harris and Derrick Henry pounding the ball down opponents' throats, controlling the clock, and keeping our defense fresh to make those crucial game-changing plays. And let's not forget, the Steelers' history is filled with moments where a bold move changed everything. Think about the steel curtain defenses of the 70s or the resurgence in the 2000s with big-name signings and draft hits. This potential move feels like that kind of moment, a statement that says we're not just building for the present, but for a sustained run of excellence. Our fans deserve it. Our city deserves it. And I believe with the right moves, we will get there. Now, this isn't just about one player. It's about the mindset, the culture of grit and grind that the Steelers have always been known for. Derrick Henry would embody that culture perfectly. His mentality, his work ethic, his ability to take over games when it matters most, that's what makes him a perfect fit for our team's identity. When you combine that with our talented defense and the leadership of guys like T.J. Watt and Cam Hayward, the Steelers could be looking at a recipe for something special. So Steelers fans, this potential move is exciting. It's the kind of thing that gets us dreaming about another Super Bowl run. It's about making bold choices, about building a team that's tough as nails, and about showing the league that Pittsburgh is still a force to be reckoned with. The road to a Lombardi is never easy, but with a move like this, we could be taking a giant step forward. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. Whether it's rumors, game analysis, or player updates, we're here to keep you informed and fired up. Let's keep the passion alive and show everyone that Steelers Nation is stronger than ever. Here's to a future filled with victories, tough yards, and maybe, just maybe, another Lombardi trophy to bring home to Pittsburgh. Keep the faith, Steelers fans. The best is yet to come.